it.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jennifer Ortega. New at 11, a 16-year-old boy is in the hospital in critical condition tonight. And in the same hospital, a 17-year-old boy in stable condition. Both were shot in northwest Fresno while in a car. Fresno police say witnesses heard 15 to 20 gunshots, and all of them aimed at a car 3 teenagers were driving. We're told the car they were driving was reported stolen, the car ending up at Barcus and Donner Avenues after crashing through a fence. Police say the 3 teens tried to run away from the car, but their injuries didn't let them. One teen was shot in the upper body, another shot at least twice. One of the teenagers was unharmed but is now being interviewed by police.
The gunshots happened at Gettysburg and Polk Avenues. The victims were in their vehicle driving eastbound on Gettysburg, and after the shooting, the vehicle ended up colliding through a fence and stopping in the field here on Barcus Avenue.
So far, police are still looking for the shooter or shooters. We're told no weapons have been recovered from the scene. Police are still investigating whether this shooting is gang-related. Police say when there are high temperatures, they see a rise in violence. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office continues mourning the death of one of their own. Dr. Venu Gopal was the chief forensic pathologist for the coroner's office. He died in a car crash down a mountainside on Saturday. Natalie Vera has more on his legacy.
The Sheriff's Office lost a tremendous person this weekend. Just an incredible man, the consummate professional.
Fresno County's chief forensic pathologist died in a car crash Saturday morning. The Sheriff's Office says Dr. Venu Gopal's car went over a cliff along Highway 168, landing 200 feet down the mountainside after the crash. The 69-year-old was set to retire soon after working with the coroner's office for 30 years.
So the timing of this is just sad. To see somebody work so hard their entire life to get to that point where he can just relax and spend time with his family, he's now not going to get that.
The Sheriff's Office says learning about his passing was tough.
Our staff at the coroner's office, their day-to-day business is to go and notify families of this terrible news. And in this case, this weekend, it was our staff who found themselves going to a colleague's family's home, somebody that they deeply loved.
Tony Body says he will be missed as a person.
Just a very happy, easygoing guy. He liked to joke with you, kind of had a dry sense of humor.
And as a hardworking professional.
He's the one who got answers for families, whether it was somebody who suddenly died maybe of a heart attack, and he could explain to them exactly what happened. If it was a homicide, he was combing through every detail, taking it to trial.
Colleagues describe him as a hero in the shadows.
He's one of those people you're not going to see out on the street. He's not going to be running to a call, but he is dealing with the aftermath of some of the most horrific circumstances there is.
The California Highway Patrol is investigating the car crash. Officials say drugs or alcohol were not involved. Reporting in Fresno, Natalie Vera, Ksee 24 Local News That Matters.
Natalie, thank you. Clovis fire crews rushed to Poppy Lane to put out a large house fire. Crews say the fire broke out around noon. When they got there, they found heavy smoke and flames coming from the back of the home. We're told the fire started somewhere on the first floor and started spreading to the second. Fresno County fire crews were called out to help.
Clovis Fire Department, with the assistance of Fresno County Fire Department, quickly did fire attack. We're able to keep the fire to the building of origin, and we're in our investigative phase at this point in time.
Crews say 2 cats didn't make it in the fire. Everyone else got out safely. Madera County deputies say a woman was pulled from the water at Bass Lake. We're told she went under and didn't resurface. Authorities say it happened around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. They say an 81-year-old woman went swimming with her husband at Bass Lake near a private dock and became fatigued from swimming and started having trouble breathing. Witnesses say water went over her head and her face as they tried to rescue her. Crews were able to pull her to the shore and perform life-saving measures, but she didn't make it. The search crew continues for Jalissa Fuentes, a missing 22-year-old woman from Selma. A search and dive team now entering its 4th day. The volunteer divers spent hours looking for any signs of Jalissa but didn't find anything. They searched Avocado Lake and Pine Flat Lake, and after her cell phone pinged there, both areas. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office also searched the same area earlier this week and didn't find anything either. Jalissa's family says they're not giving up hope that Jalissa is still alive. Adventurers with Purpose has solved 23 cold cases. Today was the 3rd annual punk rock swap meet event in Fresno. There was music, art, vendors, and skateboarding. The event was put on by the organization Destructive Productions, and they said the event has changed location several times since they started in 2005. Attendees were able to buy some cool merch. Organizers say they can enjoy having live concerts and booking local bands to show off their music.
Here, we tried to keep it low-key, you know what I mean? But when a band needs a date, we usually put it out, and we work with smaller bands that can't get dates, and this is sort of part of the mission. This is more of a clubhouse that we could hang out, do our little things, support our people, you know what I mean? Skateboarding, music, art.
Tickets were $20 at the door. Organizers say it's a great way to meet other people with similar interests in music and hobbies. Check out the highs for today. Fresno 98 degrees, Madera 96. Here's your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Bob's Allergy. Grass and Encino ponds are in the air. Looks like we're in the moderate to high levels for the next couple of days. Your complete forecast coming up after this.
This is the place I love. There's nowhere better than the place I'm from. Yeah, this is where my world goes round. I've got my logo on. The Central Valley is where I belong. Ksee 24 is where I go. Turn it on and it feels right. Yeah, it feels like home. I've got my logo on.
Accelerated Urgent Care is now offering rapid COVID testing. Receive your COVID-19 results on site in just 10 minutes. That's right, COVID-19 results in just 10 minutes. Accelerated Urgent Care, expert care on your time.
After working here so long, I love to see the emotion on someone's face when they are buying their new vehicle. We want people to come in here and enjoy their purchase. We have a delivery center that people, they'll take pictures before they leave and put it on their social media. So it's kind of fun to get involved with their happiness and their excitement. Come see the Silverado.
Patrick Chevrolet.
Part of World Ballet Series, a stunning production of Swan Lake, comes to Fresno's Soroyan Theaters September 17th. This lavish ballet features over 50 dancers, dazzling costumes and sets. For tickets, go to FresnoConventionCenter.com.
Now you can save big on supersonic Wi-Fi from Xfinity.
Can it handle all of my devices?
Oh, all that. And it comes with a 2-year rate guarantee.
What? Okay.
No annual contract, no equipment fees. Oh, and a free streaming box.
Oh, I like streaming.
It's all just $50 a month when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data.
Will you add a motorcycle?
No. Did you say yes? The new Xfinity Supersonic Bundle. It's kind of a big deal.
Disaster and damage can strike anytime. It's good to know the professionals at Serpro have the training and equipment to get your life back on the right track. Whether it's water, fire, or storm damage, for restoration and cleaning, count on Serpro of Clovis, Visalia, Fresno, and Shaver.
Accelerated Urgent Care is now offering rapid COVID testing. Receive your COVID-19 results on site in just 10 minutes. That's right, COVID-19 results in just 10 minutes. Accelerated Urgent Care, expert care on your time.
Welcome back. We want to start out with our weather headlines. We have some normal temperatures into this week. A warming trend will continue. We'll talk about that a little bit later. More triple digits are going to be in our forecast, and we're going to see that drier weather as it continues into that work week. Now, the Valley camera, clear skies is what we've been seeing most of the evening, and that will continue into those morning hours. Taking a look at our almanac, our average high for today is 95 degrees, and we went 3 degrees over over that 98 degrees. But in 2017, we actually hit 109, but we're not going to feel that just yet. Now, looking at those temperatures right now, Fresno, 88 degrees, Madera, 79, Merced, 80 degrees. The radar right now looking pretty quiet. We're not seeing any cloud coverage in the area. And like I said, that will continue into the morning hours. In the last 24 hours, the last 12, we saw a little bit of cloud coverage come through into those foothills. 5, 6 o'clock, those clouds went away and we're seeing those clear skies that we're seeing outside right now. Merced, Madera, Fresno, Kings, Tulare, all in the yellow, those sensitive groups. Of course, Sequoia National Park staying in the orange, sensitive for those groups. So you're going to have to keep an eye on that. As for those valley temperatures, these are your overnight lows. Sequoia, 52, Hanford, 64 degrees, Fresno, 68, Madera, 61 degrees. Looking a little bit of the same across the board in those low 60s. Now, for your afternoon highs, we're seeing Madera, 98 degrees, Fresno, 98, Selma, 99. We're going to be sticking into those high 90s, but we will see some triple digits popping up across the board. Hanford hits 100 and Delano, 96 degrees. Now, for the solar forecast, we're looking at solar power index 9.1. Tuesday, we're going to go down to an 8.2, and we're going to stay the same for Wednesday. Our forecast for tonight, 68 degrees. It's looking pretty nice outside. Some light winds, 8 miles per hour, but we're going to see those clear skies. So it's feeling pretty nice. When we get into those morning hours and it starts to warm up, Fresno will see 98 degrees. We're not hitting those triple digits just yet, but we will as the week continues. Here's our extended forecast. We're going to start out at 98 degrees, like I mentioned. We're going to hit 101. It's going to get hot, and it's going to continue to be hot throughout the rest of the week. 70s for our low, 105 by Thursday, 105 by Labor Day weekend, and it will continue. 107 for Saturday and Sunday. That is looking like your extended forecast for the end of August. Coming up next in sports, it's game week for Fresno State football. Angelique Martinez joins us with more.
Yeah, Jennifer, the countdown is on, and we're only 4 days away from the Dogs' home opener against Cal Poly. Coming up, hear from the Bulldogs as they continue preparation for their home opener. That's next in Sports Central.
Clear the Shelters is back, and KC24 wants to give your pet $5,000. Get your paws over to yourcentralvalley.com.
All right, now what?
Sign up by August 29. Clear the Shelters with KC24 in Elaine's Pet Resort. Enter to win today.
KC24 News is brought to you in part by Central Floor Supply.
With Red Robin's $10 gourmet meal deal, the choice is yours. Pick one of these 3 gourmet burgers, a bottomless beverage, and bottomless fries. All for just $10. Hurry in before it's gone.
Red Robin. Yum.
I just had a friend direct message me and say, how can you work in media? It's so negative. There's so much bad news. And I messaged her back and said, there's always more good news than bad. And I think that at News Nation, we have the opportunity to show more positivity and the stories of people from all walks of life. When you have something like Morning in America to wake up to, you can guarantee that you're not only going to leave more informed, but you're going to leave more inspired. We do need to stand with each other, don't we?
Weekday mornings on News Nation, the fastest growing cable news network.
Owning your own home is a dream come true.
So many Californians never missed a mortgage payment before COVID.
The pandemic hit all of us hard.
We could use a fresh start.
If you've missed mortgage payments during COVID, California Mortgage Relief can help save your home. Direct payments to your lender to cover missed payments. No fees, nothing to pay back. Find out if you qualify today. camortgagerelief.org.
The new Table Mountain Casino Resort, now open.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2022 Silverado HD pickups. Plus, get 2.89% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Visit your participating Central Valley Chevrolet dealers.
With Red Robin's $10 gourmet meal deal, the choice is yours. Pick one of these 3 gourmet burgers, a bottomless beverage, and bottomless fries. All for just $10. Hurry in before it's gone.
Red Robin. Yum.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
It's officially game week for Fresno State football. The Bulldogs open the 2022 season on Thursday night against Cal Poly at Valley Children's Stadium. The countdown is on and the anticipation is high as the Bulldogs continue prepping through game week. Tedford's squad is focused on the Mustangs and they aren't looking ahead to any other opponents just yet. And the veterans on this team are eager for kickoff and to get the season underway.
Coach Tedford, he's put everything out there for us to, be able to handle this season. I feel like he's done a great job along with the coaching staff to put everybody in the right position. But everybody excited, ready to put the cleats on, put the pads on, be able to hit somebody else.
First test of our, how ready we are to go, and we're just excited for it. Can't wait to get after it this Thursday and just show people what we're about.
Kickoff at Valley Children's Stadium on Thursday is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. The depth chart for Thursday's game against Cal Poly was released on Saturday. Logan Fife is listed as the second-string quarterback. Fife is a sophomore from Tracy. He began last season as the backup, but then Jalen Henderson passed him on the depth chart. Nico Remigio and Raymond Scott are both listed as starters at their respective positions. Former Bulldog Ronnie Rivers has been waived by the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks signed him last week after he was cut from the Arizona Cardinals in early August. Seattle made a handful of roster moves on Sunday, 2 days before the 53-man roster deadline. Rivers is the school record holder in total touchdowns with 51 and rushing touchdowns with 40. And speaking of former Bulldogs, Davante Adams landed at number 7 in the NFL Top 100. Adams finished just ahead of Patrick Mahomes. The only wide receiver to land higher than Davante is Cooper Kupp, who finished at number 4. The former Fresno State star becomes the 5th current Raiders player to land in this year's NFL Top 100, along with his former Bulldog QB Derek Carr, who landed at number 65. In the California League, the Grizzlies and Rawhide closed out their series on Sunday. The Grizzlies entered Sunday's game on an 11-game win streak, while the Visalia Rawhide tried to snap a losing skid. But the Grizzlies' win streak has come to an end. The Ports defeated Fresno 1-0. With the loss, the Grizzlies dropped to 74-46 overall. Meanwhile, in Visalia, the Rawhide lost their 4th game straight. Rancho Cucamonga won it 13-4 over the Hide. Both teams have a day off on Monday, and then will open another 6-game set on Tuesday. The Grizzlies are home, and Visalia hits the road. And that's going to do it for sports. KC24 News continues after this.
KC24 News is brought to you in part by Midland Tractor.
Here at City of Refuge, we house up to 26 families. We reduce homelessness, address mental health, provide spaces for addiction to be broken, create spaces of healing and restoration. For the first time ever, Prop 27 will provide permanent funding for organizations like ours. Saying yes to Prop 27 means more people get the assistance that they need. They get someone to partner in such a way to see transformation come to them. Yes, on Prop 27, because there's no place like home.
Now's the time to rethink school. With 0 distractions, 0 interruptions, 0 chaos. Just personalized, tuition-free learning with state-certified teachers, all from the safety of home. K12.com. Enroll now.
You can have straight teeth in about 180 days. Dr. Tom Wigg is Fresno's only senior master provider of fast braces, a unique new patented method of achieving straight teeth in half the time at half the price. Dr. Tom and his experienced staff at Fast Dental Fresno can get your smile on fast. Your treatment could be done before we take our masks off. Join our new retainer club for same-day retainer replacement. Make this your smile for a lifetime year. Call now for a free exam and consultation, 433-6730. Fast Dental in Park Crossing Village.
Heavy-duty pulling power to conquer the high road or the off-road.
The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Premium and capable. Sierra Heavy Duty models are arriving weekly at your local GMC dealers. Available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
This is KC24 News at 11.
The question for U.S. intelligence: do the classified documents taken for former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home pose any potential risk to national security if they were disclosed? Monica Alba reports from the White House.
Tonight, the nation's top intelligence officials assessing the possible damage from the trove of classified documents retrieved from Mar-a-Lago. Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines telling Congress she'll lead the review of the potential risk to national security that would result from the disclosure of records Donald Trump took with him to Florida.
The DNI is going to be looking specifically at the documents, and if they, within the documents expose, the identities of CIA agents. These are foreigners who we have recruited to spy for us. And they're also going to be looking to see if our collection methodologies are exposed. Two really sensitive issues for the United States government, particularly for the intelligence community.
Intelligence officials will also closely coordinate with the Justice Department to ensure they don't interfere with its ongoing criminal investigation into the highly sensitive material. Meanwhile, former President Trump continued to slam the FBI search as pure politics, but applauded a Florida judge he appointed for indicating she would support an independent special master in the case, with a hearing set for Thursday. That special master would be a third party who reviews the documents to determine if any are privileged. All as the Republican Party grapples with the fallout, some seeking additional clarity.
We should absolutely be concerned. There's no question about that. But I don't know what to be concerned about. No one seems to. What's the subject matter? What's the dates? What's the times? What are we talking about here?
I don't know that we have enough information yet. I think it's hard to believe that the Justice Department, the FBI, would take steps unless they had something pretty serious that they were investigating.
There was more shelling near that nuclear power plant in Ukraine. The frequent attacks forcing officials there to take drastic action to guard against a nuclear disaster. Josh Letterman reports from Kyiv.
For 3 straight days, there's been shelling at or near Europe's largest nuclear power plant. And tonight, authorities are preparing for the worst. Officials in Zaporizhia dusting off evacuation plans and doling out iodine tablets for nearby residents to take if radiation leaks. This woman was told adults should take 1 tablet, her child half a tablet.
What we know from past nuclear accidents, such as Chernobyl and Fukushima Daiichi, is that preparedness really alleviates those adverse consequences.
The head of Zaporizhia's regional government says if disaster strikes, Ukrainians in Russian-controlled areas would be whisked to central and west Ukraine. He says the first wave of evacuations is for people within about 30 miles of the leak. Tonight, the UN's nuclear agency says it's aiming to send inspectors to Zaporizhia in the next few days to assess damage and safety systems after shelling forced the plant briefly offline. That UN mission already delayed for days. Meantime, Russian-backed separatist authorities in Donetsk saying they're ready to return the remains of an American killed fighting alongside Ukraine. The death coming as the war hardens into a stalemate 6 months in, while the costs for Ukraine's allies grow. In an exclusive interview, the head of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council insisting Ukraine can still win, but not if foreign support peters out. He says, "We are very worried that some countries will exchange democracy for money. Democracy is freedom. It can't be measured in money." Josh Letterman, NBC News, Kyiv.
Every pet is different. The one thing they all have in common is you. The need to find not just a home, but a family. Whether you adopt or donate, you can help clear the shelters. Visit yourcentralvalley.com for more information.
Amazing dinner hack. Wasn't so amazing after all? We got you, fam. With one of our 4 fire-grilled combos, including chips and a drink, and starting at just $5. El Pollo Loco. Feed the flame.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2022 Silverado HD pickups. Plus, get 2.89% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Hit the road safely with Les Schwab and save up to $200 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
Ugh-stipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed-up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
The dream getaway house didn't have a dream getaway kitchen? We got you, fam. With a family feast. 8 pieces of our famous pollo, 2 sides, salad, and churros, starting at just $24. El Pollo Loco. Feed the flame.
Next week on Sunrise, it's time to blast off. We'll have a live look as NASA's historic Artemis 1 mission launches into space. And get your dad jokes ready. We've got an interview with the creator of Doc Talk. All that and more next week on KC24 Sunrise.
Halloween is just 2 months away. Don't know where the time went, but it's now time for the Hobbs Grove Scarer tryouts. Take a listen. Already in full swing, Fledged costume and ready to scare right now. The scarers, zombies, screamers, and ghouls all gave us a little sneak peek of what they have coming up. At Hobbs Grove and Sanger, the Haunted Forest, Haunted House, and the Haunted Hayride are making a comeback this year. 200 scares will fill the Grove, ready to jump out at you when you least expect.
Last year, we opened up the house and the forest. It was all one thing. But this year, they're bringing back the hayride. And the hayride has been like the big thing. And we're opening it back up. It's going to be fun. We're getting fresh scenes, hopefully. And again, the house and the forest are going to be packed full. We're going to have new talent. We're going to have old talent. It's going to be great.
Organizers say they're always looking for more people. They will have vendors and a gift shop on top of scary attractions. The Haunted Hobbs Grove will be open Thursdays through Sundays from September 30th to October 30th. And still a couple days left in our Central Valley-wide effort to clear the shelters at the Valley Animal Center in Fresno. This weekend, they had their annual event. Shelters from all over the valley participated to try and clear the shelters. In recent years, this event would see up to 25 adoptions per hour. And a representative said this year was a little bit slower. They weren't expecting like last year. In 3 hours, there were only a total of 15 adoptions.
The times have changed since the pandemic. You know, a lot of the adoption processes and what's available for adoption has changed over the course of the last couple of years, but the goal is simple: get as many adoptions as we can.
And that does it for us here at KC24 News. Have a wonderful evening.
Sourdough Star is back at Carl's Jr., notching a victory for flatbreaders everywhere. It's a victory indeed. Take that, science.
Bite into the Sourdough Star, only at Carl's Jr.
Here at City of Refuge, we house up to 26 families. We reduce homelessness, address mental health, provide spaces for addiction to be broken, create spaces of healing and restoration. For the first time ever, Prop 27 will provide permanent funding for organizations like ours. Saying yes to Prop 27 means more people get the assistance that they need. They